Wow token. Listen to the language. Listen to the slimy ass language they are using here. Do you see how they did not put the word money in there? Today we got hit with something that was floating around. There was a French guy that was talking about this, but we saw no screenshots or no evidence of this being real, so we didn't take it. We took it with a grain of salt. Today we got confirmation that Blizzard is seriously considering this, and it is extremely concerning. That's why I went live right now. I didn't know what to do really, so we're gonna go over this. Blizzard is making a survey for Classic Plus. They are making a new season, we know that, and like every other season, every other product, they launch surveys randomly to customers through marketing, through email, so they can answer the things they would like or dislike. And I think that's the reason I am making this stream, eventually a video. I want everybody to be as outraged as possible, because they are gauging us, they are checking how much we're gonna tolerate on this survey, and if we are not absolutely bad as mad, probably not even that, but even then, if we are not as mad as we can get on this, it is gonna be a serious problem. So first of all, Decipher Inc. that's like a firm, like a marketing firm they use for the surveys. That's normal. I've seen that. I had one of those before, the Cataclysm one. So everything in this screenshot seems very legitimate, and it matches perfectly what a French leaker was talking about. So I think it is very much real. I do not think this is fake. We are definitely gonna see a lot more evidence of that in the coming days. That's gonna be like a whole different thing. We're gonna see like a lot more people getting this survey, and if they change the questions, that could be a good sign. They won't. So let's take a look at this entire survey. Thank you. We would like to ask you about what kinds of features you would like to see in a hypothetical new version of World of Warcraft Classic. We are testing multiple concept ideas that have come from many different places, including from prior survey feedback like yours. Okay, so they apparently did different rounds of surveys or something like that, and they are doing another, so maybe they asked this before. That is all. Okay, the disclaimer here, not all of the ideas that you may see are actually under consideration at this time, but your feedback on them helps us understand what gamers just like you would like to see from World of Warcraft Classic, and sometimes more importantly, what you wouldn't like to see. Once again, we need outrage. They are stating it right here. We're just checking to see if you're gonna be really mad. That's what it means. We ask you that you please keep everything in this survey confidential, oh boy, so that we may continue to ask players like you for feedback on our games and make your experience better. So that's kinda silly. They know that the second they make a question like this, the surveys are gonna leak. They absolutely know that. So yeah, technically this is not my survey. For transparency, I did not get this survey and I did not leak this survey. If I were to do it, I would get in trouble because I am me, but those guys wouldn't. Okay, this is not my survey. Let's talk about that. So the actual questions. This could show you what they actually think about Classic Plus. It is not very heartening. It is not fake. The survey is not fake. The format is right. I got a survey before. The domain of the website is right. They will have to like Photoshop that in. That seems like a lot of effort for a troll. And if we go to like a French YouTuber, I don't have the link of this guy. That's why I cannot show you. But there was a French YouTuber that was saying these questions were in a survey 3 days ago. So it is absolutely a real survey. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the actual questions of the survey. That's what we came here for. And they want people to vote on the new features. Very well. Playable shamans on the Alliance. So that's very self-explanatory. So far so good. They are going to do Classic Plus. They are going to change the game. I think shamans are fine in the Alliance. I was always an advocate of getting shamans in the Alliance and paladins on the Horde. I would love to get Tauren paladins. That's my dream. But either way, we can argue on that. I don't think that's an important part of the discussion. Collections. Basically, for you guys that don't know, collections are like a tab, like the honor tab or your character tab, where you put all your mounts and your toys and everything like that in a single place to save on bag space, because you know in vanilla you gotta put everything in your bags. That is also not a big deal. Account wide collections. Now that one I don't like. Now that one I think is a bad thing. because getting a mount in Classic is a big deal, and by the language of this, they will make like a mounting skill worthless, and you could get just like whatever mount you want in any alt. So as soon as you hit 40, for example, you will get a mount for free. Yeah, I think that would be kind of broken. I don't like that. Maybe they could make it so you gotta unlock a certain level of, even then actually, like you gotta farm the reputation for like the city mounts and all that. Like if I level a troll and I get a dinosaur and then I go orc, do I get the dinosaur for free without farming exalted? Yeah, that even then, even if they do require you to train it before, I don't like that. I don't like that. In the entire thing, it is not a huge deal, but okay, this is actually awesome. This is actually something that we streamers have been asking for a long time, guys. Okay, this is actually 100% awesome. You know, we got some good news in here. 1v1 duel arenas. You know, the dueling tournaments that always get griefed. Dwarf Lord made a video on like a tournament in Night Slayer that got absolutely griefed. So they want to make it so we can make our own streamer tournaments, our own like community tournaments of 1v1. I think that is awesome. Actually, I would prefer it if they made it so you can spectate custom battlegrounds and you can actually like challenge each other on battlegrounds, like custom matches. I think like an Alterac Valley, like an Ati Basin or a Warzone Gulch tournament with premates would be super cool. Okay, that's actually really cool. Being able to spectate arenas and getting arenas 1v1 is great. Okay, that's something we can be excited for. New player character models. God, I am being controversial here. I kinda hate the new character models, the new graphics. I don't like them. I think Blizzard looks way too Pixar now. Yeah, like if it's like a toggle on, toggle off, if you can choose opt in, opt out, I guess it's not a big deal, but I don't want the Warlords of Draenor models. I don't like the new aesthetic of WoW. I think the low polygon aesthetic of WoW was a huge plus. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, so in-game events. Yeah, it looks like Pixar. I am not being hyperbolic here. It looks like Disney Pixar. Oh my god, I'm sweating already. I am charging up, okay? I am trying to restrain myself. I'm gonna get really mad in a minute. It looks like Pixar, man. It looks like a Pixar movie. It's hideous. They look silly. The orcs look like cartoons now. They don't look scary anymore. They used to look rugged. Messed up, man. Like Tauren used to look messed up. Now Tauren are like the worst. I think Tauren are like the worst new model we got. The face animations are so bad. They look silly. They look silly. They look like a mascot in a cartoon. They look like harmless. It's awful. It's awful. I am a Tauren player, okay? I got a big stake in not getting the new models. I hate the new Tauren model. It's so bad. So bad. Okay. We're gonna cool down here. In-game events. New events that offer different small quests and casual gameplay around the world. This would release between large updates. Okay, so like by the language of this, it would seem like more of the Ashen Veil PvP, the PvP events in like the zones and all that stuff. That's fine. More of that. I mean, I don't think they are great. I thought the Sword ones were like so stupidly poorly implemented. YOLO. I don't think it's gonna be like bad for the game either. New graphics, but they remake the models to look more like vanilla. I don't think that's what they are talking about. Like, first of all, that would require like a lot more resources, like making every character model. Do you got any idea how much work and money that would cost to make entirely new models? That is not happening. If we get new models, it is the Warlords of Draenor models. Simple as. Like, it's not happening. Do you got any idea how much an animator costs and you would need several of them? That is not the budget we are talking about. And also, like on a side note, I don't think you can make anything look like vanilla without looking low polygon. I think the second you put high resolution textures and lots of polygons in a model, the vanilla look is gone. I understand the vanilla look is not for everybody, and if they make it an opt-in, opt-out kind of settings, that's fine. I will just opt out. but I think any sort of general graphic overhaul would be bad. I do not like that. There is a concern. Okay, that's something good you're bringing up. If they wanna put new races in the game or new stuff in the game that is high resolution, it would kind of like look out of fashion. You remember like when Cataclysm came out and the Worgen were like super HD. You could see every hair follicle in the torrent in the Worgen. They look so super modern, and every other character looked like a PlayStation 2 character. That's true. That is fair that if you want to put new stuff, you gotta it's gonna look out of place. I would rather have that, honestly. I would rather deal with that. Yeah, I don't think they are ever gonna make new models. Like, let's be reasonable here. It is such an undertaking to make. We got 8 races and 2 genders every race. So that's 16 full models they gotta animate, and every face variant, every hair variant. They gotta do all of that every single time. It's a ridiculous amount of work. It is not happening, man. Especially not for late 2025. We're talking like a November 2025 release. It is not happening. The new models alone would take like 6 months with a dozen animators. No, I understand they could afford it if they really wanted to. I am saying, is that something they should prioritize? Like 6 animators, like 6 highly paid, 6 well-paid developers. Is it better to put that in making new models when they already got new models? Or they could put them in making, I don't know, a new raid, a new boss, a new race? What if we get playable kobolds? Playable whatever? Yeah, like either way, man, like I think it's a waste of resources. It's not happening. Is this an official post? It is an official survey, and that's even more concerning. We haven't got to it yet though. You came just in time. Okay, pet battles like in Pandaria, the Pokemon ripoff. I think that's fine. I would like that. I would actually enjoy that. As long as it is not a broken way to make gold or to level up with. Actually, no, you know what? If you can level up with pet battles, but it's kind of slower than actually leveling normally, that's fine. I would like that. I don't know. Do you play pet battles at all? I don't know anybody that plays pet battles, but it doesn't get in the way, you know? It doesn't bother anybody, you know? Yeah, exactly. To each their own. Yeah, if it doesn't bother me, the reason I hate the new PvP system is because I am a raider and I have to do it. Like, if PvP only affected PvPers, I wouldn't care. Like, that's their problem, you know what I mean? So yeah, pet battles are fine. Leveling professions improvements. Ability to use more gear for yourself, be able to craft it at your level, appropriate trade skill level, so like a rebalancing of professions. I absolutely think professions are super bare bones. I don't know if a lot of content, a lot more items would fix that. Like, you know, getting to 60, yeah, you get a slightly better armor every so often, unless it's like so broken you have to have it. Like, I don't think a lot of people would do it anyway. It's fine, right? It's not a problem. New class abilities and spells. That's just like so. Obviously this is happening, and that's out of the question. Where is the bad part? Okay, there is a bad part. Oh, there we go. Found it. Honor rewards redesign. Moving honor rewards away from the original WoW model and towards a more seasonal model where the new honor rewards are added to coincide with PvE raid updates. So basically, if you look at the PvP gear in Classic, the Epic set is just as good as AQ gear. It is like pretty much equal almost to AQ 40 gear. So if you PvP, you are pretty much AQ beast. And that renders 2 tiers of content worthless, pretty much, right? So yeah, I think if they made it that way, that like it slowly gets better over time, every tier is like, yeah, that would be a lot better. I would like them to fix the honor system, period. I think the honor system is really bad in vanilla. I am not saying they gotta go full TBC with it, but there's gotta be an in-between. There's gotta be something they can do to make it less stupid. Personally, I would like them to put the rewards based on how many games you win, your win rate, make it a skill-based thing, but maybe that's me. There's compromises, checks and balances they can do on that. Alright, are you guys ready to get really mad? We have to get mad. It's not a choice. WoW token. Listen to the language. Listen to the slimy ass language they are using here. A secure and convenient way for players to exchange gold for game time or battle.net balance. Do you see how they did not put the word money in there? That is very much by design. That is very intentional, guys. It is not an accident that they call it battle.net balance. Pick your poison, botsol, please. Okay, that was my entire point, Elite Warrior, and this is why I am so mad. What if I told you that the reason they never ban bots, the reason they allow the economy to be in the state it is because people would be so mad that they would look at the token as the solution. Am I crazy? I don't think I am crazy. I may look crazy. I think it's a setup. I think they knew eventually this would happen. They just whittled us down for years and years and years and years of rampant RMT until people just accepted it. And I don't think the bots are gonna end. Okay, that's the worst part of it. I do not think the bots are gonna end because retail is full of bots. They still do this in the world within. I am sure they do it. But that's my point. The token doesn't stop botting. It just makes gold cheaper for the bots. If it is still profitable to sell gold, all they have to do is sell gold cheaper than the token. The token, don't forget, guys, the token is 20 gold. The token is 20 gold. 20 bucks. I mean, the token is $20. All you have to do is sell the value of the token for less than $20, and there is gonna be a lot of people buying bot gold. Honestly, but we're not talking about the TOS. Is it morally any different to you to buy gold from a bot or from the token? I think, if anything, buying, if I had to choose, we're talking in a universe where I am not banned. If I gotta choose, I am gonna buy from the bots. I think that's the moral choice, because at least we are not enabling Blizzard to put the token in the game. Yeah, like if I'm gonna do that, I might as well buy from the bots instead of the token. Absolutely. The token is not 15 gold, it's 20. It's more expensive. That's where they make the extra money. Yeah, they just want a cut of the RMT market. They just want a piece of the RMT market. That's the real reason the token is there. It's not for the good of the game. That was never the case. If it was for the good of the game, it wouldn't cost $20. It would cost 15. Simple as. Okay, look at it this way. Look at it this way for the people that are saying it doesn't make a difference. How many of you, I got a lot of Warrior viewers here. How many of you farmed the Savage Gladiator chain or Hand of Justice? How many of you farmed Hand of Justice? How many of you farmed like a 1% drop item in the game? There you go. There's the people. That's a 1% chance. A 1% chance of you being able to get an item motivated you 2 times. A 1% chance motivated you to get an item. There is a lot of people that over a 1% chance of getting banned will not buy gold. So the token will actually create more RMT, not less. Yeah, sure, like most gold buyers do not get banned, but there are some people out there that do not want to gamble on a 1% chance of getting banned, and those people can just buy the token with absolute impunity now. So absolutely it will create more gold buyers. It took me 100 runs. Yeah, it took me like 60 runs and I was pretty lucky, but that's my point, right? Like people that say that the fear of bans does not motivate people, that's not true. Farming is part of the fun in Classic. Well, look at it this way. If you consider farming boring, bots are making it harder for you because bots drive the prices up of almost everything that is expensive, because the gold they create and the gold they sell and the gold that becomes available for people that swipe, all the premium swag items, the Lionheart helmet, all the fancy consumables, the flask. When swipers get more gold and they just dump their not earned, their easy gold into the economy and buy those things, they drive everything up. So even if you hate farming, it's still bad. It's still bad for you. Yeah, no. The public shaming. I think selling mounts is less damaging for the game than selling a token. I don't even think mounts are a big deal. Like if they want to put mounts on the cash shop, I am not going to be happy about it, but I am not going to be that mad. If you get... they just posted it on the subreddit. It got taken down like 2 times, actually, because it's technically confidential information. I don't care. It is not my poll. I didn't break any rule. I am on the clear. Okay, so I kinda lost my train of thought there for a minute. That would be bad, but everybody that gets the mount from the cash shop, people are gonna make fun of him, and nobody's gonna think it's a big deal, right? Like, if we break it down, why do people want a fancy mount? Why do people want the Solgrove mount or the Scarab Lord mount? Because it's a big deal. It matters a lot, like the effort you got to make it. And if you get like a mount that looks really cool, but it's a cash shop mount, nobody cares. It's a cash shop mount, right? Like, it doesn't gain you any status. So I don't think it's a big deal if they put mounts. I wouldn't like it. I would prefer they didn't, don't get me wrong, but I think that's not, if they want to monetize Classic, do it that way. The token is so cancerous for the game. And let me tell you something else. If they put GDKPs back in the game and the token is up in the game, I am gonna make like 7 characters, I am gonna leech gold, I am gonna make, I'm never gonna pay for my sub again. I am gonna gaslight 40 people, I am gonna gaslight an entire raid to work for me. That's the name of the game, if that's the case. And do I wanna do that? Really? No. But that's what I gotta do. That's the best way to play if that's the case. So, kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. There is a lot of Medinas out there. I would say most people are kinda like me. Yep, I didn't hide it. Okay, I'm gonna make an entire content arc in Pandaria that my goal for Pandaria is to get in GDKPs and leech enough gold for 2 years for 24 tokens. That's my content goal for mob. I suck, but yes. The token is very concerning. The token is a problem. And this is a survey. And this is why I'm making this stream. This is why I'm making this video. We need to get angry. We gotta have a big backlash. What happened the last time they tried to pull this stuff? People got mad. And we need people to not accept this. The only reason that Blizzard is asking this survey is because Blizzard knows from the survey what people are gonna think. We gotta make it clear that it's not okay. We gotta make it clear that they are not gonna get away with it. Okay, I think that's more or less what I wanted to talk about the token. There will have to be a cash shop if they want to make Classic Plus. I am fine with like a cash shop. Like if they want to sell transfers, name changes even. I don't think name changes are a big deal if they put them on the store. Hell, even like a boost. I think a leveling boost is less cancerous than this. Mounts, pets, whatever, man. Like anything is better than the token. The token actually affects my gameplay. People having a mount, does it really affect me? Not really. The token affects my gameplay directly. The token makes the economy harder for me to play at. The token forces me to play the game differently, and I don't want to play differently. I want to play the way I want to play, and the token is actively stopping us from doing that. And that's why I do not want the token in the game. Like, there is money to be had somewhere else. Okay, I guess we gotta move on here. Class talent adjustments. Streamlining and improving class talents to make weaker specializations and classes more viable while still maintaining the feel and flow of classic combat. I don't know that's possible, man. If you put abilities in the game, it's not gonna feel like classic anymore. I don't think that's a bad thing. I would rather have more abilities in... I think like Sod, the class design, hit its peak at like phase 3 or so. It sucks to say, right? Phase 3 sucked. But they gotta put like an in-between. I think Sod went too far on the class changes. I want classes to be simple still. So I just want them to not be cripplingly unbalanced and incomplete. You know, like a Tonton, a Prot Paladin, stuff like that. I think that's fine. I don't want an 8 button rotation. Hell no. Okay, here. Account-wide perks and progression system. A system to allow you to gather points and spend them on account-wide bonuses. Oh god. Oh, I completely overlooked this one. Such as quality of life and convenience, encouraging playing alts or specializing in specific activities. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I think if they put the WoW token, they are gonna definitely put GDKPs back into the game. And there is a lot of resentment from the GDKP community to the rest of the classic community. They are really mad at people that didn't want GDKPs in the game. And I talked to several people that told me they want they want the token in the game just to spite the people that didn't like GDKPs. Just to piss them off. I heard that people talking. I had this conversation before. Like, that's the level of the crab bucket mentality we got in Classic. That people would rather destroy the game just to get people mad because they didn't like what they did. Like, we are not even talking with these people anymore about I think this is better for the game, what should be better for the game. All that matters is to screw the other side. The side that doesn't want this. The side that wants this. We gotta screw those guys. That's the mentality players got right now. And this is something that Blizzard, I think, very intentionally designed to be so. They want us to be split and they want us to be mad at each other. Because if we're mad at each other, we're not mad at them. Ultimately, the economy being in the state it is, the bots being the state it is not the people that wanted GDKP's fault. It is not the people that didn't want GDKP's fault. It's Blizzard's fault. But they want us to be mad at each other. That's what they want. A small minority? I don't think it's that small. I think it's like 10. It is a minority. But I think like decently 10% of the people or so want GDKPs, pretty much. And those people can make a lot of noise. And the screams And the complaints of 10% of the player base can very well change the narrative for Blizzard. If only 10% of the people go to Twitter and support the token, like what happened before, that will be enough on Blizzard to justify the token. And they are banking on that. That's why I think they want to divide us. That's why I think they want us to be mad at each other. It is better for them if we are mad at each other. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. Okay. Playable High Elves. Playable High Elf-like race for the Horde and the Alliance. So the Blood Elves are basically High Elves that are like addicted to magic or something because of Arthas or something. I don't even know. The lore is stupid. Do not try to make any sense of it. There is High Elves in the Alliance actually. There are some NPCs out there like there is one in Ratchet in the Barrens. There is like 2 High Elves in what's it called? The Roids quest guys, those guys, they are High Elves, so they are in the lore, they exist in the lore in vanilla. They could very well be in the Alliance, I guess. I hate elves. I think they are stupid, I think they look bad. But if we can get paladins in the Horde, I don't care. I am happy with that. I want to play a paladin again, man. Okay, revisiting known but unexplored zones. Visiting zones that were a part of Warcraft history but were never playable in original World of Warcraft. Hyjal, Uldum, Gilneas. Oh, that's huge. Okay, if they are seriously considering that, that's actually huge. I made a video a long time ago on the hidden zones of Classic. I don't even remember the name. I snuck into the hidden areas of Classic Plus or something like that was the title. Something tongue-in-cheek like that. Hyjal is pretty much finished. It is empty, it is missing the NPCs, the quest, all that stuff, but the zone is finished. I would be shocked if they don't put Hyjal in the game, because it is so little work. They just gotta put a couple boars and 2 towns in Hyjal and the zone is finished. They will absolutely put Hyjal in the game, no doubt. When it comes to Uldum, I don't like Uldum as a new zone, because the entire thing about Uldum is that the gate finally opened in Cataclysm and it was like completely isolated from Cataclysm, so I don't know, for lore reasons I think it would be like retcon, and I hate retcons. Gilneas though could work. So basically the plot of Gilneas is also from Cataclysm. Gilneas is close. What's the name? Thoradin's Wall or something. Let me Google it up. Like, I actually got footage of the door of Gilneas. I will show you the footage. I have it. Oh, we gotta follow on Twitch. Yeah, we're live on Twitch right now, man. Thanks, Hitchens. What's up, homie? Here, this is just a video of me AoE farming the place, but this is the door to Gilneas. And you can see from the names, they are refugees. Sickly refugee, Haggard refugee. The door to Gilneas is in the game already, right? And try to get a good shot of it. I don't think I'm gonna have it. Oh, I died. That's bad. But okay, it's a door in Silver Pine Forest. It is in the game. The lore of Gilneas is basically that they are struggling with a Worgen invasion. The Worgen are like destroying the place, and it is finally in Cataclysm where everybody becomes a Worgen, and it kind of works out or something, I don't know. So I would definitely love to see like Gilneas as a zone of like fighting back the Worgen, trying to stop the Worgen invasion, trying to fix the Worgen, and it not happening, right? Like, that would be pretty cool. They could even transition into playable Worgen. I don't like playing Worgen, but it's up there if you want to play it, you know? Like, they are in the lore. I think that would be cool. Gilneans, maybe like even something crazy like putting Gilnean humans in the Horde or something stupid like that. Who knows? So yeah, I think Uldum is stupid, but Hyjal and Gilneas, absolutely they should do it. By the way, Gilneas in Classic is just an empty square. There's nothing in it. I've seen it. Oh, what's up? Go. Token hype. Achievements, fine, I don't care, put them in, whatever. Cross-realm play. An ability to play with friends from other realms or dungeons, battlegrounds, and other instance activities. Oof, that's gonna be hell to pay. There's gonna be like cross-server boosting, cross-server trading. Like, I can only imagine how cancer that's gonna be. How would you even do it? With like Battle.net? Yeah, I don't want them to mess with that at all. That's bad. I don't think there is an ulterior motive on this one at all. I just think it's like something they wanna hear about. I think that's bad. I think that's a big mistake. Player housing is like doll playing. I don't care about it. Like, player housing in retail, from my understanding, it is very limited. I gotta admit I didn't look into player housing in retail because I do not play retail and frankly I do not care. But it seems just like a place to put all your collections or your cool stuff that you collected over time, like Onyxia heads and crafts like that, you know? I don't care. That's silly. If they were to make player housing something interesting like Ultima Online, I think Ultima Online nailed player housing. They had so many things you could do on it. Even RuneScape, right? Like, you can do professions at your house. You need certain facilities in your house to do professions. That could work. Albion Online is also another example where player housing actually is something that you can do to improve your gameplay, to do professions. if they're just gonna put like a place where you can put your dolls, like you're saying, playing dolls online, putting your collectible crap, a flag from the Scarlet Crusade like that one right there in my wall because I kill Herod and I can brag about it in my house. That's stupid. That's stupid. Yeah, like RuneScape, what's up, Perry? RuneScape had decent player housing. I want something like that, something to be interesting. If player housing is just a cosmetic, more than player housing, a lot more than player housing, guys. Something I really want to see, guild halls. In Albion Online, we got guild islands. I cannot tell you the amount of like good memories I got from hanging out in my guild island. There is not even that much to do in Albion, but being able to organize your banks, being able to like set up, because like in Albion Online you basically get like 20 people in the island and then you sail away into the raid or whatever, the PvP event, whatever you want to do, and everybody gathers up, they get their gear, you come back from the raid and you put all your loot in the gigantic chest in the island. I want to see that. I don't want to see player housing. That's isolated. That's not social. That's not fun. That's not an MMO. That's playing dolls online. Like that guy said, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Okay, if you go to Twitch, I'm gonna VIP you. Whoever said that, okay? They are playing dolls online. That's lame. It's stupid. It's a waste of resources. I don't care. It's so stupid. If you're gonna put player housing in the game, put something that relates to gameplay. And I am not saying put Garrison Quest, the Facebook game, back in the game and you make everything else worthless. I don't know, be creative. Say you need this anvil to make this a special weapon. Okay, you gotta put it on your house. Or you need like 10 people helping you do a blacksmithing thing in a guild hall to make a weapon. I want to see that. Dragon's Prophet, all the MMO I like a lot. We had guild halls in that game. If you wanted to summon certain bosses, you had to do it from a guild hall. So you could make your own little arena in the guild hall. It was like a whole freaking backyard. I want to see that stuff, man. I don't know. Like, if I could make like a hall where I could invite people, I could make like a podcast, hosting a podcast in like my stream, and I could get every viewer in the stream in the hanging out there, you know, like a little enhanced reality thing. I would love that, man. I would love to see that. The player housing is just something that sounds so uninteresting to me in comparison with like what other MMOs could do. And you ask the vanilla developers, like what's the name of that guy that complains on Twitter a lot? Mark Kern. He said the reason they didn't put player housing in the game is they couldn't find a way to make it interesting. That's it, right? Yeah, but it doesn't matter if I can put a podcast studio in my house. I want to have people in it. I want to have like everybody from chat in it. I want people hanging out. I want it like a public square or something like that. I want to make something public and big. That's not the same. Like having like 2 posters behind my wall. I got a room for that. I just did laundry. It's lame. It's lame. Okay. If they put it in the game, I don't care. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt me. It is not gonna ruin the game for me. But why? It's just a gimmick. It's just a marketing gimmick. It doesn't do anything. People are gonna do it for a week and they are gonna get bored. Yeah, if they make it a huge gold sink, even that would be good, right? Okay, there is more points here, I think. There is one more page. War mode. It is basically opt-in PvP flagging in PvE servers. I prefer that, but the classic audience is never gonna have that. The classic audience is never gonna allow PvP servers to be gone. And you're gonna hear that from streamers a lot, because if you're on Twitch, the best content in Twitch right now is being like a rogue or a mage and just gank noobs 24/7 for content. Yeah, I don't think war mode is gonna take off, sadly. I think people want the griefing PvP style. If it was up to me, I said it a million times, if it was up to me, I would just play on PvE, but nobody wants to play on PvE, so I gotta play on PvP because my homies do not want to play on PvE. So yeah, that's why I play on PvP, even though I hate it. Brand new zones. Completely new playable areas with unique lore added to Eastern Kingdoms and Kalindor. Okay, so how's that any different from the previous one? Okay, so these are completely new, I guess. I mean, that's fine. I want them to put endgame in it. If it's just another Barrens, oh god, screw that. 20 player raids, new 20 player raids, and 40 player raids, new 40 player raids. Okay, so they want to see if people want 20 man or 40 man. Now that's a hard one. I think I want 20 man over 40. Hot take, I think Salt was best when it was 10 men. Can we make a poll on that? Can we poll that? I want to gauge your opinion on that. Should Classic Plus raids be 10 men, 20 men, 40 men? There we go. You tell me. I think I prefer 10 men, but like 20 men is not a deal breaker for me. 40 men would be quite a chore. Like, honestly, I think the Blackwing Lair approach of like is 20 men, but you can bring 40 and that's easy mode. I think something like that could work. I thought that was fine. I don't know why Blizzard was so angry at people taking 40 men into Blackwing Lair that they had to destroy AQ40 over it. I still do not understand why, because we saw the tweets, right? Like, Agren called it like the wrong way to play and stuff like that. I don't know why there's so much contempt with people flexing 40 in a 20 man. Why do you care, man? It's a classic raid. I don't know. 25? I don't like 25 man, if I'm being honest. Because if you look at, actually, that could be a whole different conversation. I think you should take two, I think every guild should be able to get 2 different 10 man splits for the 10 man raid. And they should be able to combine those 10 mans exactly. And that means you got 2 tanks in that 10 man. You should need 4 tanks and the healers and stuff like that. And you should be able to combine them into a 20 man. I think a 25 man is kind of a logistical problem that shouldn't be there. Like, what are you gonna do? Do 3 10 man splits and bench 5 people? Or are you gonna not take 5 people into the 10 mans and force them to pog it? Like, how would that work? I think that's weird. I don't like 25 man. I think they should be divisible. I think they should be a multiple of each other. The small raid and the big raid should be a multiple of each other. Yeah, 10 and 20, 20 and 40, something like that. I don't want to see 25. I don't want to see 35 for that matter. You know, that's dumb. I don't know. Is that just me? Is that just me? 30 men, yeah, that would also be a problem, I guess. 15 men, like old style Ubers. You guys know that back in the day people took 15 men to Ubers. That was a thing in private servers as well. We used to do 15 men Zerg runs. They were called Zerg runs. We'll take 15 men to Ubers. Yeah, that was funny. 17.5. We take like a guy and we cut off his legs. Why? Where was I? Okay, new trade skills. New primary and secondary professions. Are they gonna be actually new, or are they gonna be just like inscription and like basket weaving? Actually, I would love a basket weaving profession. I don't know. Wood coding. I heard a lot of people saying they want to see wood coding in the game. I don't know if it's possible with the engine of the game to make like trees that you can actually cut and that would look kind of realistic. Like, that would be super neat if you had to collect. Actually, holy crap, guys. Wood coding, right? That's one of them. Building. If you're gonna put player housing, make it an entire thing. Make it an entire gameplay loop. You wanna get furniture. You wanna make like a stand to put your Onyxia head. You gotta chop the wood. You gotta go, and you're not gonna put the Onyxia head in a so stupid, crappy plywood table, right? You're gonna go get the fanciest wood. Okay, we're talking like hard wood, and we're gonna take hard wood from like what, like an end game zone. I gotta go to Mount Hyjal and get like a tree that where what's the name? Archimond took a pee in. Okay, like the big wall tree that all the elves care about. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna chop it down. Okay, screw the elves. We're gonna chop down that tree down, and we're gonna make like a super fancy mahogany table, $3,000 table, and we're gonna shine it off. You know, yeah, and then you got a profession to turn that wood into like furniture. That could work. That would be interesting to see. You know, like maybe. Player housing is still kinda lame, but if you're gonna put player housing, you know, absolutely put a gameplay loop to it. Put something more to do about it. If you put stuff to do for player housing that is interesting, player housing is a lot more appealing to me. Let's put it that way. Okay, graphical texture, improvements and resolution upgrade. So using modern technology. What is modern technology? AI. What they are saying is, what if we upscale the textures with AI? I don't like upscale AI upscales, okay? I experiment with AI upscales a lot because of the video editing and the thumbnails and whatnot. Sometimes you do not have a high resolution picture. AI upscaling is not very good, but if it's an option, you know, like if I gotta toggle it up on, like if like we put a new ultra settings in the game and if you don't like it, you turn it off, fine. It doesn't look like it would take a lot of time to make, whatever, you know? I don't care. New battleground. I hope it is a Shara crater. New class. Okay, that's interesting. Character classes that are completely new to any version of the game. Not Dead Knights, not Monks, not Demon Hunters. Okay, so completely new. Necromancer. I would like to see a Necromancer. The Tinkerer thing doesn't sound very appealing to me. I don't know how that would be interesting. A Necromancer could work. Like imagine like an Unholy Dead Knight with like Swarm of the Undead or something like that. Like a Caster Dead Knight. That's neat. I wanna see that. You know, like with a battle rest, of course. You gotta have a battle rest if you're a Necromancer. Oh my god, what if you get a battle rest that only lasts like 2 minutes and then you die again? How about that? Okay, so there was another page somewhere here. Okay, this is the last one. And this is also something to be a little concerned about. New race and class combinations, that's cool. That's cool, I like that. I think we need to see like Tauren Paladins, we need to see Tauren Mages, Tauren Rogues, Tauren Warlocks. What else can Taurens not be? Tauren Priest. Yeah, we need Tauren Priest. Holy cow, man. Yeah, absolutely, I want to see that. I want to see Tauren for everything. Okay, we saw that. 10-player raids. Okay, so they are also considering 10-player raids. Let's take a look at the poll. Let's take a look at the poll for a minute here. Okay, so the poll is saying... Oh, it's pretty even, it would seem. No. Okay, so the overwhelming vote is 20 man for 46%, and 10 man is 27, and 40 man is 27. So half the people want 20 man basically. Okay, I guess 20 man is the way to go for them. Very well, I don't care, like, I don't want to see 40 man. I think 40 man would be absolutely bonkers. I don't want to deal with that. 40 man is the reason I don't do community chat raids anymore in anniversary. I don't want to deal with 40 people, man. Putting a POC together with 40 people is such a pain in the butt, and especially because we're gonna have to do soft res. I am not waiting for 40 people to fill their goddamn soft res. Yeah, so fine. 20 man is fine. I would prefer 10, but 20 man is fine. We need Tauren. We need Tauren and troll shoes. I don't like shoes. I like being barefoot, man. I like my hooves. That is not one of the questions, actually. I think they should get like a mace racial, like the dwarves. If you guys are not aware, in later expansions, dwarves and Tauren get a racial for maces. They took that away from the humans and they put it on Tauren and dwarves. That would be so cool. Now, if they're gonna put a racial for the undead, man, it's gonna be daggers. Let's be honest here. Like, if you're gonna put a racial for undead, it's gotta be daggers. Come on, not swords. Wouldn't that be cool? Dagger racial? Playing a dagger warrior, dagger rogue, undead? Bro, come on. Come on, let's be real here. That's the rule. That's the real play. Okay. Cross-realm guilds. Oh! Ability to invite your friends from other realms to join your player guild. God, if that's a serious question, this game is so lost. Okay, let's hope that's not real. Again, on this one, I do not think it's an ulterior motive. I don't think they want to make something out of us by putting cross-realm guilds. But God, that's so stinky. What's the point of a server? Exactly, what is the point of a realm at that point? If a server is dead, just merge it with another server. The entire point of Classic is there is a social community, you know? As a social player, I feel like the game has been consistently over the years being ground. Like every little social interaction that I enjoyed from the game. I am not a parser, I am not a PvPer, I am not a pomper, I never been a pomper. Like my entire fun I get from WoW is the social aspect of it. You know, talking to people, making friends. We got real good homies I made from WoW. You know, like my homie Gian, all the way from Boston, now in Vermont. He's been working a lot lately. That's why you haven't seen him on stream. But I like that. I want to make friends. I want to talk to people. That's what I like about WoW. This is so much against that like I hate cross-realm stuff. I understand cross-realm battlegrounds. I think that's fine because the queues will be super long, but God no. Okay, transmog. Everybody knows transmog. I think transmog sucks. Hot take, I want transmog. Transmog is fine if I got the option of turning it off. Yeah, I don't think you can turn off transmog in retail. Let's be honest, guys. They will never let us turn transmog off. Wanna know why they will never allow transmog? If they put transmog in the game, they will never allow us to turn transmog off. Wanna know why? UKID or UKID or whatever your name is, I don't know how to say that. Wanna know why they will never let you turn off transmog? They wanna sell skins. if they put transmog in the game, we're gonna see 1,000 skins in the cash shop immediately. If you can turn off transmog, people are not gonna see the skins and people are not gonna buy the skins. So if they put transmog in the game, they will not allow you to turn it off. Sucks. I hate transmog. It ruins the progression of the game. The point of vanilla is that you look homeless and then you go to raid and you look like super based. And if they put transmog in the game, and a random noob in blues is gonna look like as cool and coherent as like a super rank 14 Chad warrior. I get it, rank 14 is not valuable anymore, but you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean, right? Like when I get the rank 14 shoulders, when I get my PvP shoulders, I feel like I kick ass. I feel cool. If they put this in the game, I'm not gonna feel cool anymore. It's gonna feel like, it looks kinda ugly. I want these other bracers that look better. It's lame. Playable paladins on the horde side. Why is this a separate question from shamans? The introduction of a paladin class to the horde? Absolutely, I want to see paladins. There is a problem with, I think like that problem is long gone. By the end of Sword, it is so different. If you put paladins in the horde and you put shamans in the alliance, which is effectively what they did in Sword, right? Because we have Wind Fury in the alliance and Blessing of Salvation in the horde. You gotta retune the bosses. You gotta make everything way harder just to compensate. Because Wind Fury is so much freaking damage and Blessing of Salvation is so much threat reduction that it makes the players a lot more powerful. So they would have to compensate for that. Absolutely. Wind Fury for 200 Fury Lob. Well, if they do like Classic Plus and they do class changes, they are gonna put, like different. They're gonna fix 200s. I don't think that's a problem. So I think there is another next page here. Okay, here. This is important. Okay, this is the last page. Regardless of which version of WoW is your current main version, what version of WoW do you think will become your main version in the future once Classic Mist of Pandaria ends? Classic Era, so that's like just Classic Era, the vanilla version. A different version of Classic, that's Classic Plus. Retail WoW with my Mist of Pandaria characters. Okay. Look at the language here. This is huge, actually. I completely overlooked this. This is huge. Something I was talking about yesterday. Might be true. I don't know if you saw my video yesterday. Retail WoW with my Mist of Pandaria characters. And you go down here. Classic Warlords of Draenor if it becomes available. And down here. A permanently frozen Mist of Pandaria Classic with no further updates. Look at those options. I think they seriously are like they don't want to do Draenor. I think they seriously are considering not doing Warlords of Draenor. They didn't do Warlords of Draenor remakes. This language is, who's gonna play WoD? Exactly, like nobody's gonna play WoD, I know that. But man, there is half a good raid in WoD. I saw the cope. It's not happening, man. I don't think they are gonna do WoD at all. It kinda makes sense if you think about it, because this is actually way bigger than the token in a way. This is actually like telling us what they really think. If you remember, like the Nostalrius shut down the outrage that created the movement that eventually convinced Blizzard of making Classic WoW back in 2016, that was in Warlords of Draenor, in the middle of the content drought of Warlords of Draenor, right? So I think like it makes canonical sense even that WoD should end Classic. Like we should never get WoD. That's a curse. Is Mist of Pandaria the same level as Retail? In some ways yes, but in some ways no. I would say Mist of Pandaria, like the class design is simpler still than Retail. The gear design is significantly different. There is Master Loot in Pandaria. There is no Master Loot in Classic in Retail. Hate that. Personal loot is cancer. There is a lot of people that miss Pandaria in Retail. There is definitely differences between those two. It is not just Retail. I think that's way too simple of a view. They could skip WoD and go to Legion, but it's not one of the choices, right? It's not one of the choices here. It doesn't say, like, if they are considering that, right? They would put it in the questions, wouldn't they? They would absolutely put it in the questions. Like, they would put like a question here of, I want to see Legion Classic or something. It's not there, man. That's weird. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like, in Pandaria you hit 90 and the next expansion, what's the name? The Last Guardian, whatever. The next expansion is going to be level 90, so maybe are Anniversary Realms going to Wrath of the Lich King? Yes, they already confirmed that in Direct. That is set on stone, that's happening. Yes, it is. If there is enough on Warlords of Draenor, they might ask that, but they could have added that. Yeah, I think it's weird. Like, if they were considering skipping Warlords of Draenor, they would just put an option that said, I want to play Legion. But right here, the last option is I do not plan to continue playing WoW after Mist of Pandaria, so it's not happening. I don't know, man. That's if you are a Warlords of Draenor hoper, a Warlords of Draenor enjoyer in the chat, and thank you for the sub, Mr. JCC. I think the hopium is wearing off right now. I don't think you're gonna see Warlords of Draenor by the look of this. That's a red flag. I am not surprised. I made a video talking about this just this morning, man. The timing, I was expecting just this. So I was saying they might skip to Legion, but from the wording of this survey, it doesn't seem like that's a serious consideration right now. So who knows, man? Who knows? We won't be able to transfer our anniversary characters to Era. Yes, you will, for money, for $15 or $20 or what was it on when Classic went to TBC? They charge you money for it, but yeah, for money you can. Absolutely. You think they are not gonna do that? Really? They are gonna do that. You know they are gonna do that. I just want to hammer home, we gotta get mad at the token. If any fellow content creator is watching this, we cannot just stand here and act neutral on this. This is a huge trespassing of our trust. We gotta let Blizzard know that the token is not gonna be okay. Now, I always feel scared when I rile people up because I don't want people to take it too far. I think it is very much in order. I think it is very much appropriate that if you have any place to put feedback on Blizzard, let it be social media, the forums, whatever. If you can politely and constructively, because if you are not polite and constructive, that's gonna be taken as an excuse not to listen to you, and that's bad for everybody. So please don't be a jerk about it, but if you can politely and constructively put feedback everywhere you can that the token shouldn't happen, that's what it's gonna take, man. This is a survey. They are testing the waters. We gotta show them we're not gonna take this. Absolutely not. I don't know. This is kind of like very unscripted, guys. I just saw this and I had to vent. I got mad. Not gonna lie. What's up, Drayson? So next order of business, we got a merch shop. Look at that. I actually messed up the positioning of the logo on the test batch, so we have to move the logo up. The final release, the logo is gonna be a little bit higher and a little bit smaller. We had to adjust that. This is like a prototype. It took me 3 months to ship this from America to Argentina. This ships from America, so that's gonna be in the description. I gotta make a chat command or something, but here, this is my store. You can get it in different colors. I got a bunch of different sizes, all that stuff. So if you wanna check it out, you wanna support the channel, we got that. We're gonna make new stuff later, okay? I gotta get in touch with the girl that made this catfish for me. Interesting character, that Malaysian lady that drew the catfish. We love Maple Chicks. She's funny. Have a whole line of merch coming out, shipped from America, natural cotton. The fabric is really freaking good, man. It is actually pure cotton. Do not wash it in warm water. That's natural cotton doesn't do well in warm water. That's a bit of a disclaimer, okay? Don't mess that up. But aside from that, it's really good quality, and how could you hate on a catfish?